Welcome to another SourceFuse Talking Out Cloud, our leadership chat series. And today we're diving into the world of 3D commerce. My name is Liz Grint, Marketing Manager here at SourceFuse. We're an AWS Premier Tier partner and a strategic digital transformation company dedicated to helping businesses evolve through cloud native technologies and to help drive their business growth. And we've been doing that now for more than 18 years. Now, throughout that time, we've managed to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to the most new, advanced, and emerging tech in the cloud space. And we've worked with many inspiring and innovative customers, one of whom joins us today, and that is Justin Scott, CEO and co founder of Dopple. And Justin is going to share his insights on 3D commerce, how it is being received by consumers, what are the benefits, and what it takes to successfully adopt new and complex technologies. So, welcome, Justin.
Yeah, Liz, thank you for having me.
Oh, lovely to have you here.
Mm.
So, to kick us off, Justin, if you could briefly describe to our audience your background and experience, especially in relation to today's topic.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for that opportunity. I think my career makes a lot of sense when you look at it in the rearview mirror. There's a lot of things that kind of built on, but for those that know me or for the SourceFuse audience that doesn't, I have built a career on visual merchandising in different markets. And I was really lucky to be a very early employee of Zillow. Zillow started kind of the online real estate revolution, and there was a lot of visuals around the home. People started shopping for homes on their couch from this device later, and we really thought about 3D tours and the ability for buyers to think about home buying digitally, which is a infrequent but high purchase, high value purchase. And the next was Tumblr. I went to Tumblr, which was a visual image sharing platform. And then I did a startup called Fiscal Note that was taking big policy analytics and doing visualization so legislative and regulatory officials could make better decisions. Fast forward to what I'm doing now at Dopple, it's 3D commerce. When people ask me, my friends say, what is 3D commerce? The best way to think about it is if you go to an OEM auto and you're able to change colors, you're able to manipulate the object and move it around. You're able to make selections in one singular interface and see all your product configuration or personalizations, and sometimes push it to AR. That is the new innovative platform of what 3D commerce is. Um, we humbly believe that buying is starting on the internet. There was a flip about 5 years ago where most purchases start online and either continue online or people kind of qualify themselves. And we think about an embodied internet. So an embodied internet is not flat pages. It is dimensionality around the products, which mimics offline, right? So as we have the convenience for online, we still want that human feel of the browsing behavior. And that's what Doppel's mission is, deliver those offline experiences to your browser or mobile phone.
Perfect introduction to the world of 3D commerce. So, given the innovative nature of 3D commerce, what are the primary consumer benefits with this, particular type of advanced tech? Perhaps you could give us an example of what that looks like in real life.
Yeah, you know, on the consumer side, we're inundated with information, right? And if you've been to a website and you had to click around to try to figure out what the product is that you're buying, that can be laborious. And so the major benefit for buyers is empowerment. It's the empowerment of being able to browse the offline to online or phygital concept where you can look at a product, you can make those personalization changes. People really want customized experiences, and we deliver that on a one-to-one basis. Imagine to use the auto example, coming in and finding that perfect color, finding that perfect leather, talking to your friend or partner about what they like about that choice. It's really about shared high value buyer experiences. And so what does that do? One, it increases the buyer rate, so you spend less time shopping. It increases confidence. And the biggest luxury or commodity, depending on how you look, it saves you time, right? And if you look at the apps that are downloaded on your phone Or if you look at the digital products that you love, um, there's seamless buying, right? And if you look at the last 20 years, at least the NASDAQ are driven by companies that are able to do that. So the big companies are going to empower 3D commerce. You have seen this in Amazon, view this in your room. And kind of David and Goliath story, we empower brands to have that technology through what we call a 3D CMS.
Lovely. Thanks, Justin. I mean, this is a real complex field of technology, right? So, how is it being received by the end users? What is the reaction of consumers when they get a first look at your technology?
Yeah. Uh, People say, "Oh, wow." It's just one of those digital experiences that creates uh, convergent thinking around, oh, wow, this is different, right? It's a new and novel experience. If you've ever seen augmented reality, which is an output of 3D, seeing that product object that you love in your space makes it very personal. Um, Shopping for a car, I'll use that analogy. Hey, I bought a car last year. It was a huge cost. We talked about all the details. We were able to put that car in our driveway once we had configured it, and it felt like it had come home, right? And so psychologically, we had purchased that. And even for somebody that works in the field of 3D, I'm still amazed at the ability to display embodied or dimensional information in your environment for better decision making. So you get, oh wow, you get wholly explicitive. People think it's super cool, and people are seeing 3D all the time. Um, if you've ever seen an iPhone on a billboard, that is a 3D model. That's not an actual photograph. So with CGI, with the utility of 3D, people are starting to leverage 3D for visual merchandising instead of traditional photography because of the cost. Yeah, but it's very new and it's really just getting standardized now. But we've seen that before.
Yeah, I love that. The oh wow factor. So I imagine that bringing this technology to life and getting that oh wow factor, it requires a very high degree of technical aptitude. But if those skills are not readily available in-house, what would your advice be to other entrepreneurs looking to develop new products or solutions?
I think my advice to entrepreneurs that look at new solutions is understand the history in your sector of how technology has evolved, and then work really hard to have a 2-year vision and then a 10-year vision. Most people can't get past a 2-year vision. They feel like that's sufficient. But technology usually needs a bigger cycle to be innovative. The history part, I've been working in digital long enough, Liz, to tell you, I remember when the JPEG progressively loaded. I remember when video was horrific on the internet, the spinning wheel of buffering of death. So we see these new mediums every 25 years take hold. Now, when they're new, they're not standardized, right? They're very novel, they're unique, and 3D's like that. So there's a group we're part of called Kronos that is standardizing 3D files similar to JPEG. The one we're making our bets on is GLTF. So entrepreneurs look at history, right? History doesn't always repeat itself, but it rhymes, meaning it's similar. And then project what you think could look like in a 2 to 10 year vision, 10 years, and then map that vision, right? And it'll never go as you want, but having a plan. And bigger than having a plan is having the right people and having people that want to embrace new technologies and you have a shared vision for you.
Yeah, I like that. That's great. I mean, based on that, and bearing in mind that SourceFue's been working with you now for around what, 5 or 6 years, um, how would you describe your experience working and collaborating with a partner like SourceFuse?
It's been wonderful. And it's grown. So I was lucky enough to meet the founder of SourceFuse. We built a relationship and built some trust. I think that was helpful in my decision-making process. I got to know the leadership team. Um, and SourceFuse had an amazing reputation. And I'll admit, I was a little hesitant about partnering with an external group, given the intensity of what we're doing. And so we tested, I guess it's 5 or 6 years ago. It seems shorter than that, but and then we built. And I can tell you, there's a lot of things I like about SourceFuse, but the professionalism, the attention to detail around our account has been really great. The level of skill of the individuals has been incredible. We are seeing talent with the SourceFuse team that rivals talent that we can get anywhere in the globe. And then also flexibility. One of the things that I think SourceFuse has done above and beyond is adapt to the way we work. And it was a little bespoke to how we wanted to operate. And they adapted, gave us feedback. And now the output of that growth is we operate as one team. For those entrepreneurs looking at a decision, the SourceFuse group isn't a group where we give scope or product brief and they just write code. It is the opposite of that. It is thought leadership. It is key stakeholders. We treat them just as our team. We read a book by Marty Kagan called Empowered about including all groups, and they really subscribe to that. There's some wonderful leaders that push us, and I'm proud that we've created that trust and that partnership where it's not just order taking, it's true collaboration. And that's what you want, right? I mean, everybody says that, but that's what you really want. And the evidence of their time, attitude, and really endurance, because building tech is an endurance sport, is they care. They care. Our outcomes are their outcomes. And I don't think about it any differently now. So yeah, really good intro in the beginning. The professionalism, the skill level, the flexibility, and then the ability to grow together and have open lines of communication has been really great.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, we don't use the word collaboration lightly. We kind of mean it when we say collaborative approach. And that fuels our passion as well. So lovely words there. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
lastly, Justin, you mentioned there that perhaps every 25 years there's a cycle where a new medium comes to the internet, which requires some sort of standardization. So I'm curious to finish with this. What do you think your predictions on the next big thing for communicating with each other might be?
It's a really good question. If digital has done one thing for us, it has opened up lines of communication. So if you think about shopping, you used to have to go to a store, right? And it's usually in the local area. Now you have limitless choice, but with limitless choice, you have the paradox of choice. It's a little too much. So I'll bring it back to kind of how I started. I believe in an embodied internet. Um, if you look at what we did, the internet was this great, powerful, connected technology, and we took the metaphor of magazines and just pushed it on digital pages, right? The magazine metaphor was boxes, block text, that underserves the technology. I think the technology visually through GPU and processing power and 5G has caught up to our standards from the human psychology of visual information. And I'm getting to my point, but I think we will start to blur the lines, right? We talk about offline and online. I don't think we're going to know the difference in a positive way. Justin, what are you talking about? Give me an example. Brands have spent a lot of time building brand equity in logos, right? Um, there is also the ability to visually recognize products with a device. Okay. Those products have details about them that consumers want to know, right? So, what will the future look like? I think we'll have the ability to access embodied information digitally and more or less in the physical world. Again, an example is that car that I told you about that I had in my driveway. I'll be able to look at it, ask my phone through my digital assistant, or go to the wheels and get product information that is interactive with me, right? So always on, always learning, seamless information based on predictive recommendation is where I think we're going. And I think consumers will adopt that really quickly.
Exciting times ahead.
I,
Oh,
I,
I
I
just
think
want to
so.
say, yeah, a really big thank you, Justin, for sharing your insights. It's
Yeah.
fascinating, really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we care about SourceFuse. I hope my authentic thoughts were well received. They have been a great part of our journey, and we don't see that stopping. I look forward to coming back in 10 years and talking with you, Liz, about what great work we've done
Absolutely.
together.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Justin.
Sure.
So, finally, a big thanks to our audience for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. And join us again soon when we'll be back with another SourceFuse Talking Out Cloud.